Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. Before we get into Dynamite tonight and talk about setting up a pace for tonight, bro, it's this kind of shit that kind of gives me that old, that energy, right? You know, that vibe where it's like shit just don't feel right, man. Like, tonight just don't feel right, bro. I got that bad, that juju energy, you feel me? Like, MJF, look, I get it, you work for the company, but you just can't say ridiculous shit. And it's not even just ridiculous shit. It's ridiculous shit that you played a part in. Like, I get it. No one is saying you got to go out there and bury the company. But there's got to be a better way to word this where you don't make it look like an objective. Not even objective, bro. Like, it goes well beyond objective. You were a part of the reason as to why they are in the predicament that they're currently in right now. So to say the complete opposite of what's going on that you played a part in, look, check it out real quick, bro. I'll leave the link down in the description box below. So this is stemming off of this whole situation where MJF is talking to Wrestle Talk, and they're asking him, oh, so how do you feel about people who say that AEW is falling apart, right? That's how the question is essentially asked. He responds back with, and I quote from MJF, I feel AEW has been in a rebuilding phase, but over the past month or a month and a half, I think it's safe to say we've returned to form. We're no longer just trying to restore the feeling is back. We're having incredible matches and rivalries. You have me and Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, Bryan Danielson, Mercedes Mone, Britt Baker, Chris Jericho, Hug, FTR, the Young Bucks, and the Acclaim, and all in the mix. Toni Storm and Mariah May have one of the best women's rivalries I've ever seen in the modern era. Right now, we're on this incredible hot streak. On Twitter, people will tell you the sky is falling because that's the job of the detractors, which is to tell you that everything sucks in our show and everything is no bueno. The fact is, I genuinely feel the show has gotten much better. And like I said, I expect no less from a person who works for the company. I expect no less from a person whose work is supposed to help the company get to a certain spot where there is no detractor. See, when MJF says that, he's not essentially obviously talking directly to me. That'd be foolish and that'd be egotistical for me to say, but he's talking to people like me. No, my job isn't to be a detractor. My job is to call it like I see it. My job is to talk about wrestling and give you the good and the bad and decipher it and tell you how professional wrestling used to be and my opinion as to how we should get back there through my own commentary, right? I can sit back and I can tell you that the things that got me into professional wrestling are the exact same things that got MJF into professional wrestling. You don't believe me? Go watch my Rosie O'Donnell when he was a kid, right? What I'm essentially saying is, MJF, when you contribute to the madness, you can't get mad at people noticing the madness. This hasn't been getting better within the last month or last month and a half. If you're talking strictly about the television product, no, it's gotten worse. Much worse, actually. Just because you can go out there and wrestle doesn't mean anything. We've been talking about this for damn near 2 or 3 years now. And honestly, that's what you've been doing for the better part of 2 or 3 years. It's the same type of product. Inconsistent booking. The flow of the shows are very, very touchy at best. And at worst, it's complete dog shit. Like, your position currently in the company should be well higher or way higher than what it currently is right now based on your skill level, but they keep you at such a level that all you can really do is rely on the things that not only make you redundant, but repetitive. You feel me? Now, that's just from an in-ring standpoint. That's just from the product in itself. If you're talking about PR, I mean, bro, you just mentioned Britt Baker and you in the same sentence. Now, it's good, and it looks like you guys are starting to reconcile, but should I remind you what happened within the past month or so between you and her that put AEW right back in the firing squad, right back in the scope? What you mean, bro? Like I said, there's one thing to put your company in a position where you don't have to completely bury it, obviously. Not even having to acknowledge the negative things. You're just speaking euphemisms for the most part, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. But to outright not only sit back and say that the company isn't stagnant, while still talking about the things that has made the company stagnant within the past couple of months, and this point, actually the past couple of years, and at the same time, from a PR standpoint, to contribute to the madness, like I said, and pretend as if we don't have eyes, that we don't have ears, it's not only a blatant lie, but it's an insult to the intelligence of the people within the wrestling business, or more in particular to your fans. And I know most of you people don't care about that shit. You might even say, insult what, when we just put it on display? I feel you. That's cool. But that's what I'm saying, though. You can say whatever you want to say about the fans. In the end of the day, the objective truth is the company has not gotten better. Not only has it gotten worse, you're doing more damage to your PR, you're doing more damage to your image than ever before. And like I said, you yourself is a key contributor to that. And that's subjective. You can get mad as much as you want at the fans, but we have eyes and we have ears. Some of us want to close it, some of us want to close it. Nah. Maybe you're sycophants, but not us. Like I said, bad juju, man. Let's get into the show tonight. I can already see where this is going. Damn, it's like they made more of a concerted effort to put into this whole little spiel with Jay Lethal and Hangman Adam Page than they did this actual match right here. So let me see any of the Jay Uso people out there, you know, the people who don't like Jay Uso because they say he does the same moves all the time, which I don't disagree with. You know, it depends on how you look at it, but okay, I get it, I understand. And I get it that most people don't like how Jay Uso wrestles. When you go back and watch some of his matches, yeah, I get it. He does the same thing a lot. His moveset is very limited. Completely understand. That's an L. I get it. But for those same people out there, there's no way you can say all that stuff but still have Mercedes Mone as one of your favorites. Clearly, this goes both ways, right? I like Jay Uso, and I'll be the first person to tell you, yeah, this dude's moveset is way too limited. He needs to get on the ball as far as his stuff is considered in ring. You know what I mean? The more and more he keeps doing this, the more and more he's going to get exposed. And hey, man, there's only so much you can do when, you just get super duper repetitive. But like I said, I acknowledge that, and I like Jay Uso, and I'm willing to take the L on that behalf right there. But we stay consistent with Mercedes Mone, right? This match with what's her name, Hikaru Shida, was fucking trash, bro. And it's not. And here's the thing, though. I'm not even gonna sit here and say it's trash because of Hikaru Shida. Yo, Mercedes Mone is not a good wrestler. Like, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I made a whole little video on her, a couple of days ago, to talk about her in-ring. So I think this is a perfect example right here. This entire match, bro. She did like maybe 3 moves. 3 separate moves. One move in particular that she did in every single variation. If it wasn't any of these 3 moves, there were holds. That was it. Holds or throwing punches and kicks. She did the Meteora in literally every single variation. Multiple times throughout the fucking match. She did a low Meteora, she did a high Meteora, she did a Meteora to the corner, she did a Meteora standing up, running, she did a Meteora off the apron to the outside of the ring. She gave you a backstabber, and she gave you the 3 amigos. That's it. That was her entire moveset, the entire match. 3 amigos, backstabber, punches and kicks, and literally a fucking spamming of the Meteora. Is that the person that you talking about right there? That's one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time? So let's just go down the objective checklist real quick and make sure that we got all our nooks and cranny, right? Let's make sure that we got all our things intact real quick. So from a promo standpoint, she's fucking cringe. She's fucking garbage. She's repetitive as fuck as far as the microphone work is considered. Okay, we got that out the way. Stylistically speaking, horribly fucking cringe. Super fucking forced as far as the presentation is considered. Then she gets inside the ring, does the same shit over and over and over again. Super fucking sloppy. May I remind you that she has one of the worst finishes in professional wrestling, and it continues the legacy tonight. That was one of the ugliest motherfucking, what's she call it, the moneymaker or whatever? That is one of the ugliest fucking finishes in all of professional wrestling. No one takes it right. Hikaru Shida didn't take it right tonight. It looked ugly. What am I missing here about Mercedes Mone, bruh? Well, can someone tell me? And to make matters even worse, we're tied all in a bow right here. This match with Hikaru Shida. And mind you, I got nothing against Hikaru Shida because I don't give a fuck about Hikaru Shida. Why? Because they don't give me a reason to give a shit about Hikaru Shida. She's a three times women's champion, and I wouldn't have any fucking clue. How would I have a clue? Why? Is your build to Sasha Banks versus Hikaru Shida tonight all stemming off of whatever she was doing on Rampage and Collision? Because I can tell you, no one watches those shows. You should have been building her up for weeks to give her a reason. Maybe she should have came out for a promo tonight. You could have set this up in one night. Your whole, well, we'll go back to last week and we'll make that official for this week without any build to it whatsoever. And if your excuse for a build is showing video packages on fucking Collision and Rampage, like I say, no one watches those shows, bruh. I'm sorry, no one watches those shows. But like I said, you could have done a better job in one night building that up than having to do all the unnecessary stuff last week. Maybe what you did on Collision and Rampage, if you even bothered to build it up on those shows, to get into this point right here, where it still doesn't fucking matter at all, man. It still doesn't fucking matter. And then afterwards, this is the cringy part right here, bruh. So let me get this straight. Afterwards, you have, what's her name, Camille, beat the fuck out of, because Britt Baker, she played her theme song. So Mercedes Moné and Camille, they look towards the entranceway, right? The whole cliche coming through the crowd while you're looking at the entrance spot, right? So cliche, they have it as a cut scene in SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, 14 years ago. But I digress, though. Tell me why Camille pulls a fan out of the audience thinking that it's Britt Baker, because that's the same shit that happened last week, right? Sasha Banks is in a ring with a kendo stick, Hikaru Shida's kendo stick. Out comes Britt Baker through the audience, looking cringier as cringy can be, right? The entire time, Sasha Banks, not looking around her, holding the candlestick like a complete dipshit, watching Camille beat the fuck out of this fan with a mask on. Britt Baker comes on the ring apron, bro, and you would think to yourself that get in the ring, beat the fuck out of her, then locking your stupid mandible claw. She is literally, because, I don't know, what I do is prepare myself right before I'm actually about to fight the person. Not put the fucking glove on while walking down the arena. Not put the glove on before you even walk down the arena, because you know that you're about to attack her from behind. You stand on the ring apron like a dipshit. Sasha Banks watches you put the glove on. You get in the ring. You still stare at her for a couple of seconds. And then you try to attack her. And then, dude, this is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad. And I got to bring this up too. Watching how they're actually doing stuff with each other. Just this little sample size. You know, with Mercedes trying to run away from her and Britt Baker grabbing her and trying to get her down for the lockjaw. Just watching how they're kind of like cooperating with each other. They look stiff as fuck. Not stiff in a good way when you got guys actually hitting each other. Stiff as in they look like boards touching each other with the movements. They're moving in slow motion, even for something as simple as not even a spot, but just doing an angle. Bruh. That's a bad omen also. Just everything about this, it was just terrible. This match was fucking terrible. The reasoning for this match, I didn't even know if it was for the it took me a minute and I just realized it was for the TBS Championship. I don't see it, man. I don't see what you guys see in Mercedes Moné. And you can get upset as much as you want to. You're a Mercedes Moné hitter. Did I say anything wrong that happened in that match? Or are we just blind? Did it happen or did it not fucking happen? I think it fucking happened. I think I have eyes, and I think I just watched what the fuck just happened. Holy shit, what a garbage match. What a garbage fucking angle, and a bad, that's going to be a running theme tonight. A bad fucking omen for how that match is going to be coming up on, in 11 more days at Wembley. Holy shit, bro. Just so bad. All of this was bad. And this is supposed to be the high point of the night. We still got all the stuff later on tonight. Yeah, I say high point because we have Wheeler Yuta and we have Swerve Strickland in the main event. Low be it for me that you actually give me what I want, and I want to see the world champion actually put in the main event more often. But are we going to get any build? Giving us a reason going there? I see Swerve, right, or Hangman going up against Jay Lethal. Are we going to kind of tie in Swerve to this? Is there any reason to? Are you going to do that? And Tony Khan's world, putting you in the main event is like putting you in the fucking opener, right? He got what he wanted. The viewership numbers leading out from the Big Bang Theory is given to Sasha Banks and fucking Hikaru Shida. So let's put the world championship in a position where no one's going to want to watch it, right? That's at least how Tony Khan looks at it. because that's how he treats his main events, because he's a terrible fucking booker. With that being said, though, continuing on, like I said, change my mind. If you can actually somehow promote Yuta and Swerve, give us a reason to give a shit for... Who am I kidding? Continuing on. Yeah, I can see already this is going to be the high point for Dynamite, but goddamn. See, I get all this shit all the time. Oh, Devontae, you consistently bury AEW. Oh, Devontae, you consistently make AEW look as if they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Would you just give them a chance? What about? If you don't like it, turn from the channel, Devontae. Oh, Devontae, would you? Bruh, you see what they just did right there? That's something that they would have done on that was just an every week thing back in the days when I watched professional wrestling. That video package, bro, that's how it's fucking done. Yo, am I tripping? Yo, did I just hear Machine Head? I know I just heard Bush's Machine Head, right? Bruh, make that a part of some of the video packages. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Yes. Do more of that. More of fucking that. Why can't we get more of that? Bruh, but hey, because I'm pretty sure I don't know if he bought, I'm not going to say he bought the rights, but maybe he licensed Machine Head. If you're going to use Machine Head, there's some other fucking promo packages I would not mind hearing that theme song in. And hell, go back and get some more fucking, I don't care if it's post-grunge, I don't care if it's actual grunge. I've been advocating for more grunge themes in professional wrestling for years now. Grunge makes everything sound way more effective than it has any right to be, and they never use it in professional wrestling. Even post-grunge, and post-grunge, I mean, it depends who you listen to, I guess, for the most part, but, bruh, more of that, please. More of mid-90s rock songs. If we can get Possum Kingdom in one of these songs, can you imagine? Because most grunge songs, they usually, it's soft and loud dynamics. So that's what I mean when I say it works with wrestling packages, because you can literally use the soft dynamics when it's usually just picking out the strings and whatnot, and soft drumming, and just mostly the bass playing in the background. And that could be for the little light segments, like when they're talking for promos during the video package. And when it starts getting intense, then you can kick in. Please, more grunge themes and fucking songs. Just throwing it out there for promo packages. More grunge themes and promo packages. But nevertheless, though, that's the kind of shit that gets you fucking hyped up to want to see a match. That was a fantastic promo. That was a great fucking promo from MJF and Will Ospreay. Now, it would have been better if they never fucking touched, so you can get even more hyped up for this. Better yet, at this fucking point, might as well just say it. It feels like this is the #1 feud currently going in AEW, so why the fuck isn't it for the World Championship? Makes you think to yourself that, well, golly gee willikers, right? Maybe you should have did take the belt off of it's so fucking obvious. Tony Khan, he likes Will Ospreay more than he likes Swerve Strickland, bro. I think that maybe you should have just put the belt on fucking, at this point, just put the belt on fucking Will Ospreay. And Will Ospreay and MJF, they could have had all this built up going into Wembley Stadium for the World Championship, but I guess we work backwards, right? This is a way to give Bryan Danielson a world champion. You could have done that shit some other time, bro, in my opinion. You got All In coming up next, right? You could have done whatever. I digress, though, man. I digress. It is what it is. At the very least, if not for the World Championship, I don't think there should have been any title, period. If not the World title, then no title, period. And this could have been a personal grudge match, but it is what it is. Like I said, excellent video package. Just... what a way to kill the enthusiasm knowing that they already fucking touched. It's so ass backwards. Such an excellent fucking video package. Almost WWE-esque. That's how great it was. That was a promo package as close. If you didn't tell me what promotion this was from, I would have thought WWE did something like this. Only to ruin it to know that they already fucking touched. AEW, 5 steps forward, 10 steps backwards. Am I right? And this match with Heyman Adam Page and Jay Lethal. As you can guess, no mention at all of Swerve Strickland, or maybe a mention, but I mean, as far as him actually showing his face, nope, not at all. Just done because why not? We can do it, so why the fuck not? And I see Pac on my television right now as if I give a fuck, but yeah, with that being said, it's only downhill from here. I mean, it was downhill already with the Mercedes match, and then it went slightly uphill with that fucking awesome video package, only to now about to go right back downhill again. So prepare yourself. If this shit fest didn't get any shittier as is, oh boy, we about to have some diarrhea squirting all over the fucking place right now. A hat on a hat, bro. A hat on a hat. Why? Bruh, AEW is the king of 10, bro. They are the king of 5 steps forward, 10 steps back. I'm so serious, bruh. So you get another excellent video package. I like this also. This was good. Just show video packages throughout the night. Fuck it. No more wrestling, no more other. Just show video packages throughout the night. These video packages are actually fucking good. You got Darby Allin walking down street road, skateboarding, and the funny thing is, you hear how Darby Allin talks, you feel as if he actually legitimately feels this way. For real. Like, how the fuck do I work the indie circuit for all these years, but fucking goddamn fucking Luke Perry's son over here gets the shot first before I do? But he sounds kind of like a whiny bitch a little bit, but he's not wrong though. You know, he's essentially talking in the promo saying that, essentially calling him a Nepo baby. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got friends in higher places, whereas I had a fucking, bust my ass on the indie circuit. And you know what fucking sucks? So I guess how I have to sit in my car and hear that apparently I'm sleeping in my car right now, and you get hired in AEW. I didn't know AEW was even a thing. I just knew that it was somewhere we can go to fuck around at. But you get hired at AEW before I do? It almost kind of came off like a Hill promo a little tiny bit when you actually think about it. I mean, he was right, but he sounded like, I don't know, like Bret Hart in 97, or even kind of like Drew McIntyre right now, currently at the moment. Where it's like, he's not wrong, and he just sounds like a whiny little bitch. But it was a great promo package nonetheless, right? And I like this too, where you had Darby Allin, he's getting ready to come out for a match, and while the lights are off, he's, pumping himself up. Jack Perry attacks him, right, while the lights were still down. And they fight backstage, and it looked like they were going to do the whole, like, Jericho-Benoit spot, Jericho and Benoit spot before their 2 out of 3 falls match at SummerSlam, where, like, Benoit did the whole he put the gate on Jericho, and, like, he got a chair, and he concertoed Jericho while he was trapped underneath the gate. That's what I thought they were going to do for a second. But instead, Jungle Boy hit him in the head for trash can, and he threw him at a gate, like the little pull down gate, and he was underneath it, and then Jungle Boy trapped him underneath the gate. And while he was trapped underneath it, he got one like the little the equipment cases, and it looked like he was gonna like run the fucking equipment case into him while he was trapped underneath the gate. But some security guards and geeks came out and they stopped him from doing that. And then he announced that coming up at Wembley Stadium, he's gonna beat him at his own game. It's gonna be a coffin match, and it's like, why? That's so fucking unnecessary, bro. That's so fucking unnecessary. And hang on, I see Mariah May. Let me see what she's talking. Sorry, another video package. Again, just show promo packages throughout the night. It's so much better than the fucking wrestling in itself. Another excellent video package. This is what tonight's going to be talked about. Just nothing but video packages, and I'm here for it. I would much rather see video packages than any of the garbage fucking wrestling on AEW. That was another excellent fucking video package. But we're going to kind of come back to that in a little bit. I just want to finish this off with the whole Jack Perry stuff and Darby Allin. Jack Perry challenged Darby Allin to a coffin match, right? And all I'm saying is, why? What's the point? Why a coffin match? Why now, bruh? You didn't even have a one-on-one match yet. You feel me? Like, have the first one-on-one match. Why are you jumping directly into a gimmick match? I hate that shit. I fucking hate that shit, bruh. It's added emphasis for the sake of added emphasis. That shit with the coffin match could have been saved in a main event for another episode of Dynamite in a few weeks. Instead, they haven't even had their first outing yet. That's what I mean when I say the booking of this, bro. It's universe mode booking. It's universe mode booking. Great video package. Nice fucking beatdown segment just to end it like that, man. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And then we got this video package right here with Mariah May talking about Toni Storm, and this was excellent. Again, man, you see these promo packages, you would have think WWE has something to do with it. This was great. Talking about how, you say you want to kill me, but we're both gonna die in the process of this happening. And, you know, her taking the clothes and burning it, and her accent, it sounds like Cruella do, because like she's Australian, right? So she has kind of like, it's not a British accent, but you know, Australian people sound kind of British a little bit. And she sounds like you hear her talk. She sounds like she's voiced Cruella DeVille from the 101 Dalmatian movies. She sounds like a fucking villain. Mariah May is a great fucking villain just from the voice alone. You know what I mean? And that was just an excellent promo package. That was great. That was excellent. Like I said, just keep doing this. I wish they would follow it up a little bit more, but you know, they've been doing a decent job as far as the following up tonight. You know, for all intents and purposes, you're hearing criticisms for me, but at least for now, in the first hour, I'm enjoying this a hell of a lot more than I've been enjoying Dynamite for the past few weeks. I think the first hour, for the most part, well, I mean, Mercedes and Britt Baker was absolute fucking actually, let me just stop lying. All this has been pretty much trash besides the vignettes, right? The vignettes have been what's been carrying this for the most part. Everything else in the show has been actually pretty fucking trash. Let me stop. I was going to try to give them props, but I can't. Not in good faith. But, like I said, good shit. You know, they interviewed the Monero, Shakira Ali, whatever her fucking name is, the one that Tony fought at the last pay-per-view. You know, the whole little lesbian girl or whatever. And, you know, I can't tell. She's Asian, right? Why does she sound French when she's talking? Or is it just me? She sounds like she has a French accent when she's talking, but, I mean, she is Japanese. I don't know. She sounds kind of weird. But, you know, Renee Patty Cake was asking her, like, you know, how does she feel seeing all this stuff happening? And she was just like, I didn't know Mariah to be so vicious. I thought they were in love with each other, and now they're wrapped up in this blood feud, and I just don't want to see anybody hurt. You know, I will hope Mariah May would do something to her just to send a message. Like, if I can do this to a friend of mine, imagine what I'll do to you. But, you know, hopefully they touch back on this. If not this week, then next week. You know, just good shit. Good shit. That was a solid promo. That was really good. But now we have another match, a nothing match. I don't give a fuck at all about this. It's Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly in a triple threat match for something. I don't care. I really don't care. Not really much to talk about with these segments right here. Just more wrestling. At least this triple threat match had consequences, though. I mean, I don't know, call consequences, rewards, I guess. But apparently the winner of this triple threat match between Kyle, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong were to get a number one spot in the Casino Gauntlet. And I think the Casino Gauntlet is the number one contender shot for the World Championship. I guess. I'm not even sure. Hell, I had to go back and listen to what Pac said. Apparently Pac wants to get the winner of the MJF and Will Ospreay match. But, you know, like most matches in AEW, it went way too fucking long. I think the finish should have happened when, you know, the United Kingdom came out, and then, you know, I didn't even know. Bruh, AEW is so fucking hilarious sometimes, bruh. I knew about the whole little conglomerate thing with, because every week they cut backstage promos with Kyle and, you know, Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe, and, you know, Mark Briscoe, you know, cut the crazy promos, and then Kyle O'Reilly, he will see it and he get encouraged by it. I knew about all that stuff. Where the hell did the other guy come from? The Japanese guy? What the fuck? Where the fuck did he come from? Nevertheless, though, you know, yeah, this match went way too long. Commercial breaks and all this other kind of shit. Probably should have showed me some more vignettes. Probably should have been better if you would have went out of your way to, you know, get this match over with, and we could have plugged some other segments. Maybe, you know, you could have, for once in your goddamn lives, built up to the main event. There was multiple things you could have done with this time, but instead, this match just went on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Like, goddamn, hurry up to today. Fuck, I can't even remember the goddamn finish. But Orange Cassidy did win the match. That's all you really need to know, I guess. And then afterwards, you had a bit of a promo battle. And I use that word loosely when I say battle with Okada and Cesaro. They're backstage, and Cesaro, he's not even, like, energetic. He's just like, I can't wait to have this opportunity for the Continental Championship. And I shouldn't have lost that match. And I'm not gonna lose this match. Okay? Like, what the? You low energy motherfucker? What the hell is this shit, bro? Can we get some more energy in this bitch, bro? You know you're fucking low energy when Okada's the one bringing the fucking energy, and he can't even speak English correctly. Okada's just like, you are a joke. I'm going to beat you. Mind you, his mouth is moving, but it's out of sync with his words. I think that's just maybe like a Japanese thing. I don't know. And then he's like taking his jacket and he's like making funny noises with the jacket, but I have no charisma, so what I'm doing is absolutely not funny. I mean, maybe funny to the virgins in the audience, but they have to look in the mirror every day, so I mean, they know what comedy is. Like, what the fuck? And then obviously Okada, because that's his catchphrase now, I guess. Ooh, voice crack, holy shit. He's like, you are a bitch. And then he walks away and Cesaro's like, I can't take this guy seriously. I just want to fight the 4-time G1 Classic winner. I want the Tokyo Dome main eventer. I want that guy. And to show you that I have charisma, I'm going to quote Jay-Z. I have 99 problems and I am not a bitch. Some shit like that. I can't even remember. He's so uncharismatic, bro. I like Cesaro. I fuck with his matches. And quite frankly, I kind of do want to see this match. But it's like, honestly, why isn't this match on the Wembley show? You're going to have like 30 fucking matches. Maybe this match should have been one of them. I mean, you're paying like $1 gazillion for Okada. You would think you make some use out of him. But I digress, though. Christian's talking right now. I really don't care, honestly. I mean, Christian is so played out at this point. I don't really give a shit. But yeah, let's continue on with the show. That was whack as fuck. Yeah, that was pretty whack. I mean, goddamn. Straighten up my back for a second. That was whack. But Tony Schiavone's now in the ring, so let's see what the fuck he's gonna talk about. All right, AEW, you bitch ass niggas, bro. Y'all ever do this bullshit again? God damn, bro. Holy shit. They did a commercial free before the main event, bro. They did a commercial free during the tag team match. So I couldn't even take the time. I said to myself, okay, I can split this in sections. I'll talk about the Jericho stuff and the tag team stuff, and then I'll talk about the main event in its own separate section. Now I gotta talk about this shit all at once. So grab some popcorn, because this is gonna probably be a minute. This last section is gonna be a minute. Let's revert back to the Jericho stuff, and we'll make our way up towards the main event, all right? So Hook comes out. Cringy fucking segment. Ain't really much to talk about in regards to this. Jericho comes out. Hook calls him out because he has absolutely no charisma whatsoever. Again, just a face. I mean, they call him the cold-hearted, handsome devil. Whatever. Jericho comes out and essentially Hook challenges him to a match for the FTR championship tonight. And Jericho essentially said, fuck you, we can do it at Wembley, but there's going to be some provisions. There's going to be some caveats. If you want this match, you can have it, but know that after this, you will never get a shot ever again. And then afterwards, he said next week is going to be him versus Wild Bill Hiccup in a one-on-one match. And then, God, this is so cringe. Hook turns around and he's like, he kind of stumbles on his words a little tiny bit, but eventually he gets to the end and he's like, Jericho, after this, you will never be the same again. Chris Jericho old catchphrase, but he has to say it right. You gotta put some bass in your voice, boy. You gotta do it right. Jericho 2000, you gotta do it right. You would never, ever be the same again. So if you're not gonna do that, then don't even do it, bro. Fuck. Nostalgia looking at that, boy. No, but we continue on. We go to the tag team match, right? And it's not even so much that this was bad. You know, classic heel keep from the Young Bucks. I didn't even know this was even I mean, bro, they keep promoting matches that I'm not even noticing is for the championship belts, right? Regardless, though, they have this match with the Young Bucks and fucking the Acclaim. It is what it is. It wasn't bad. You know, got some heat, yada, yada, yada. Stereotypical tag team match, right? Yeah! But afterwards, though, FTR comes out. because it looks like, and they got the way they were getting heat during the match. Billy Gunn came out with him, and then the Young Bucks did the whole Eddie Guerrero spot when they threw the chair at Billy Gunn, and it looked like Billy Gunn was going to hit the Young Bucks with the chair, or I guess it was Nick or Matt, one of those two. And then the referee caught it, and then they kicked out Billy Gunn. But for some reason, you needed fucking Pepe Le Pew over there to fucking announce that he was leaving. I don't know why they needed the ring announcer. I don't know why Justin Roberts had to say he was leaving. That was stupid, but nevertheless, though, he got kicked out. And while the match was going on, it got to a point where the Young Bucks started to cheat, right? And they were going to do something. I don't know if they were going to use a chair or something. I can't even remember the spot that was going to be used, or maybe the belt. I think it was the championship belt. And FTR came out, and swear to God, the way they were setting this up, it looked like FTR was going to turn on the Acclaim or something like that and help out the Young Bucks. That's what it looked like at first. But when bald head fucking FTR guy, what's his name again? Fuck, I forgot his name. What's Dax Harwood's AEW name? Whatever. Cash Will is the other one. Dax Harwood, I think it's Dax Harwood, right? Something like that. Regardless, so he had the championship belt up, and he was going to hit one of the Young Bucks with it, but instead, one of the Young Bucks spit in his face, which made him throw the championship belt down, tackle him, give him to like a double leg, and he started beating the shit out of him right in front of the referee, which obviously the referee threw the match out. It was a disqualification, and you had Max Caster and his butt buddy over there, Anthony Bowens, get in the ring, and they're like, what the fuck? Dude, you just cost us our championship match. And then security guards had to come in and break it up because it looked like they were about to start fighting. And, the Young Bucks, they think they're slick. They're getting out of the ring. They think they're cunning. But afterwards, Christopher Daniels was backstage, and he was like, this upcoming Saturday is going to be a number one contender shot between the Acclaim and FTR to see who's going to face the Young Bucks coming up at Wembley Stadium. It seems like that this is all setting up to be a triple threat tag team match at Wembley Stadium, but obviously we have to see where this goes as time goes on. I mean, not at Collision, because there's no fucking way I'm watching Collision, but I'll keep myself updated by the time we get back to Dynamite. And now we get to the main event, and I gotta say, another great video package. So you had Bryan Danielson, and they were showing his career. Obviously, they can't show any WWE footage for, obvious reasons. So all they can really do is highlight his stuff from CMLL. They can highlight his stuff from New Japan Pro Wrestling. They own the rights to ROH, so they have all this early ROH footage from like 04, 03, 02, 2006, Bryan Danielson. And they're showing this stuff from AEW, right? And they have it to the tune of Green Day's Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, right? And again, they're making great usage out of all these songs that I guess they're licensing to use at the moment, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But damn it, bro, like, I still want to see, I've been dying to, bro. I need to see, you have Machine Head, bro. I know they're using it for some of the match card stuff, but if you're going to license Machine Head, use it in some of the video packages, for God's sakes. I think the closest we ever got to a Machine Head being used at a pay-per-view, I know No Way Out 2001 had like a generic rip-off version of Machine Head, but outside of that, I can't remember any other time they were close to using it. So for the love of God, use it. I was dying. I remember I actually was thinking about uploading the YouTube video back in like 2009 or 2010 with Kurt Angle and The Rock, and like doing their video package to Machine Head just to make up for the generic Machine Head they had at 2001. I was gonna do it for that match, and I was gonna do it for Triple H and Austin, but I was 17 and I was retarded. I didn't know how to edit all too well, so I had gave up on it and went to go smoke some weed. But nevertheless, though, great video package. I loved it. They've been showing great video packages throughout the night. We get to the match in itself, right? Wheeler Yuta versus Swerve Strickland. It was a fine match. I liked it. It showed a demented side from Swerve Strickland towards the finish. I kind of felt like Wheeler Yuta got a little bit too much offense in, considering that it is the world champion, and this guy's only here just to send a message to Bryan Danielson, who's in the audience watching everything go down, right? And my thing is, like I said, too much offense. Way too much offense for Yuta, especially against the world champion. But they made up for it towards the finish, towards the end. Damn! Threw up a little bit with that burp. Fuck, that was a wet burp. Regardless, though, Swerve Strickland, he ends up hitting Wheeler Yuta with like 3 or 4 house call kicks right to the fucking face. And then, like, towards the end, when it was all said and done, he didn't go for a pinfall. He legit just got on top of him and just started throwing hands at his ass, bruh. And he's throwing hands, bruh. Like, okay, Swerve, I see you, bruh. I know you probably get down in them streets, bruh. He was throwing hands at that boy. I mean, just tagging his ass on the floor, just tagging him. So eventually the referee had to throw out the match because Wheeler Yuta is clearly unconscious and this man just tagging his ass up while he's unconscious. And then he's still, after the bell rung, still tagging his ass up before, I mean, he's throwing hands. I mean, legit. I mean, obviously he's not really connecting with it, but like legit throwing hands at Wheeler Yuta to the point that Bryan Danielson had to get into the ring and stop all this because he was going to kill this boy, right? Swerve Strickland gets out the ring before Bryan Danielson could do anything to him. And, you know, he's going up the aisleway, right? And he's on the microphone and he's telling Bryan Danielson what he did to him, how he mutilated Wheeler Yuta. That's how he's going to do Bryan Danielson coming up at Wembley Stadium. He's like, that same spot you sitting in, your family going to be in that same spot. More particular, your daughter. And I'm going to show her, I'm going to make you good. I'm going to make you actually make good on that promise as far as the retirement is considered, because I'm going to force you into retirement in front of your daughter. And he goes into the aisleway, goes backstage. And while Danielson is checking on Yuta, you hear the commentators in the background talking, but you can hear the crowd getting rambunctious again. So clearly someone is coming out. It's Swerve Strickland. He hits Bryan Danielson with a house call kick behind his back and knocks him clean out, right? And then he mocks him with the yes chants as it's going off the air. Great segment. I loved everything about this for the most part. Like I said, I wish Wheeler Yuta didn't get too much offense. My only one slight against all this, and it's always going to be consistent when it comes to stuff like this. Now, granted, I will give credit where credit is due. The world champion, he closed out the show. It feels like he had the more prominent segment in regards to anything that you want to, you know, at least deem important. It feels like he had the most important segment of the night, which is a good thing. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that it was only one segment tonight. And it doesn't take away from the fact that you used the last 20 minutes to focus on Swerve Strickland, when in reality, you should be using all this time building up throughout the night, highlighting. I mean, here's my thing. You even got to do a bunch of stuff, bro. This is what I mean when I say, like, bro, you could easily just take moments from Bryan Danielson's career, sprinkle it in. See, you so focused on having these lame-ass irrelevant matches go like 25, 30 minutes, right? You should be sprinkling in a little stuff throughout the night of highlighting Bryan Danielson's career, right? That's what you should be doing. Little special moments. You have the ROH footage. It's not as if you can't highlight stuff from 03, from 04. You can't highlight the stuff from Kenta. You feel me? Like, you can highlight the stuff from Nigel McGuinness. You know, like, all stuff like that, bruh. You can do all that stuff. Hell, you might even be able to, you know, maybe, you know, spotlight CM Punk somewhere in there, right? Well, him and Danielson never, well, maybe they did have, I can't remember, but nevertheless, though, that's what you should be doing. And you could have had Swerve Strickland cut a promo before that match. That could have been in the middle of the card, just to build up to the main event. You could have had little splices of Bryan Danielson, like literally 30 seconds, maybe 6 or 7 highlights throughout the night. Then you have Bryan Danielson backstage talking to Wheeler Yuta, trying to prep him up. Wheeler Yuta saying, I'm doing this for you type of shit. And before the main event, before the tag team match, you have Swerve Strickland being interviewed. That's what I would have done to build up into the main event, and then you go off the air with that. That's what you should be doing, but that's what I mean when I say you're too fixated on the matches. For everything that happened tonight, it still feels like that Swerve Strickland is an afterthought when this is all said and done, right? It feels like Swerve Strickland is going into Wembley Stadium to drop the belt to Bryan Danielson. I hope that's not the case, but it feels like that's the case. And if that's going to be the case, he has had, for the most part, successful title defenses, but he's been an afterthought, overshadowed by so many superstars. And even right now, he's still being overshadowed. Now, granted, it's cool that it's overshadowed by a guy like Bryan Danielson because A, it's Bryan Danielson, and 2, or B, or whatever, he's the guy who's in the midst of a feud with Bryan Danielson. So I can look past that, but don't be too distracted by all the things that are currently happening with other matches and other feuds. This is your important match. This is your primary focus going into Wembley Stadium, right? This is the match that you want to do. Now, like I said, this is an excellent way to go off the air with this, but you need to make Swerve more of a primary factor throughout the show. And granted, I get it. Next week is I think next week is the last episode before we get to Wembley. That's the go-home show next week. I guess it's too late to really, you know, do whatever you can. I mean, maybe you could do something with Swerve throughout the night next week. But man, you know, I just don't like the fact that Swerve as a world champion just feels like such an afterthought in his own feud, within his own title reign, throughout the night. And it's like, it's so easy just to do little simple things to make sure that the primary focus is on him in that world championship. Because it's not just Swerve who's an afterthought. He's the world champion. And it makes his belt feel like an afterthought. So even though you did do right with the world championship closing out the night, I still feel like in the end of the day, you're still doing the least with the world champion. And there's so much more that you can do with it. You feel what I'm trying to say? But with that being said, tonight as an episode, I thought this was an okay show for the most part. I wouldn't say it was, I would say that the video packages carried everything throughout the night. The video packages and the final stuff that happened in this main event is what carried the night. Would I say it's, yeah, I'd probably say it's a mixed bag. Definitely directly in the middle. I probably will say, even with all the stuff that I talked about as far as what was bad, I would probably lean more towards a good show than I would a bad show. But definitely still a bunch of things that you need to work out. Definitely a bunch of things that I look at and I say to myself, like, we are building up to Wembley Stadium. Maybe there should be a little bit more direction for some of these matches in regards to the flow of it, in regards to the story, in regards to as far as, you know, making things just feel a little bit more structured, if that makes any sense. Okay, does that make any sense to anybody? I just want a little bit more structure going into one of your biggest shows of the year. And notice also, I mean, I'm not trying to pick on them, but I did see on the banner that they were still selling tickets. I mean, we are like a week and a half out. You aren't sold out yet. So it's not as if I'm nitpicking anything as much as I'm just pointing out things that, hell, it looks like even the fans are kind of agreeing with to the lesser degree. But what can I say? Like I said, overall, a mixed bag show, but take it for what you will. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How did you guys feel about tonight's show? What are your fucking complaints? What are your compliments, or whatever the case may be? I need to get the fuck up out of here, and I need to go roll up a doobie, and I need to go do a Scooby. It sounded a lot better in my head, okay? I'm dead ass serious. But with that being said, my name is Devontae, and I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. A deuces and a P. Eyes.